So different type of formatting tags, how they are implemented in HTML, we discussed in our previous class. Code, KBD, mark, ABBR, superscript, subscript, different type of formatting tags we have seen it. So now let's see some additional tags here. Like what are the other tags we can use? Additional tags in HTML. So first thing here, that is working with images. So I want to use images in HTML. I want to use images in HTML. So how to insert images in HTML? So images in HTML, we'll be using the tag called img tag. To insert any image into a HTML page, we'll be using the tag called img tag. So what is the format of this img tag? What is the format of this img tag? img is the tag. So this tag is having a property called src. src where we'll specify like path of the image to load. Which image we want to load, we'll specify the path there, like path of the image to load. We'll specify using src property. Next, width equal to, we can give the width value in the form of number of pixels or percentage. Width can be given in the form of pixels or percentage. Height of the image, we can give it in the form of pixels or percentage. We can have the height property. Then you have one more property called border. If you want to have any border for that image, you can use a tag called border here. We can use it. Border is one more tag we can use here like this. Border tag. So different properties we can use. So we have one more attribute available, that is alt, where we'll specify the alternate text of the image. With this alt tag, we'll specify the alternate text of the image. Just we'll write like this. Now let's see how to write here. Just observe carefully. Just observe carefully how to write. So first I want to have some image. I'll use the tag called img tag. Immediately you can see there is an attribute called source available. Alt also provided. It's an empty tag. Empty tag means self-closing. We will write like this. Empty tag means self-closing. We'll write like this. And here we'll specify which image to be loaded. Suppose there is an image cut 1.jpg available. So I will write here 1.jpg. Just refresh the page. So this is what the image will be. The image size is small, so it has displayed like this. Okay, if you want to change the dimensions, you can change there, like width equal to some 200, height equals to 200. I have given like this. width and height properties. Then you can use a property called border. Suppose I have given the border as 3. Now you can see that 3 pixel border. You can change the value. Suppose I have given 30. Like this, you will have that border. So if you want to have any border, just we can give the border property like this. Next, we have some more properties here. Title. Title, I can write something like a sample image. So title means what is it is. Now see here, just I move the mouse pointer over the image. You can have a caption for that image. You can see a sample image displayed like this. You can have a caption for the image. The image was displayed like this. That's what the title property. Okay. Now we have to observe one important thing here. Now we have to observe one important thing. I'll take the image tab. src equals to now see here. This is my HTML programs folder. In this folder, I have a folder called images available. Inside, I have the logo.png. You see where the image is available, path, C drive, users, user, desktop, Kiran file, 5 p.m. Python batch, lengthy path there. So what you can do, now see here. Right click on it. Right click on the image. Right click on the image, copy path. Just say copy path. Once done, imgsrc equals to just give the path there. imgsrc equals to just give the path there. C drive, users, user, something it is printing. Save and just refresh the page. So you can have the image like this. You can have the image like this. If some image is loaded like this, if some image is loaded, if the path is defined like this, we call it absolute path of an image. If the path is just declared like this, we call it absolute path of an image. So what is absolute path? Starting from the drive letter, we are specifying the entire path of the image. Starting from the drive letter, we are specifying the entire path of the image. But generally, remember, in the real time, we don't use absolute path. In the real time, we don't use absolute path. Why? Because suppose I assume that this HTML programs folder, right now it is available in C drive in my system. Suppose if I copy the same folder into some other location. So here you have given one path. If this folder HTML programs, if it is copied into some other location, then your file will not work, right? Okay, that's why in real time we don't specify any absolute paths. No absolute paths we specify. Then what we have to do? Always we will specify what relative path of the image. Always we specify the relative path of that image. Now see here, relative path of an image. So what is this relative path? Now I will show. img src equals to. So where is logo.png available? Logo.png, where is there? So in my system, there is a folder called images. Inside this, I have the logo.png available. Images folder, inside I have the logo.png available, like this. And this is what we call relative path. Relative path means what? From the current folder location. Okay, now from the current folder location. Now see here. Just observe carefully. This is our HTML programs folder. So this is the HTML page. So the folder where this HTML page available, inside that we have images folder. Inside we have the file there. So that's why directly what we can say, images slash, we can specify the relative path. The relative path means from the current file location. From the current file location where the image is available, we'll specify the path here. Just like it. Why not absolute path? Like for example, see here. There is some space between 5 p.m. Python. There is some space. Suppose while typing, I don't use that space. If I don't use the space, what you can see, nothing was printed. Nothing was printed there, empty image. So that's why you may spell it wrong. You may give wrong file. So that's where we can use this alt attribute. So that's where we can use this alt attribute. What is the purpose of this alt attribute? Means alternate text. If the image name or if the image path is invalid, then it will display like this. So what we can write here, invalid image name or path. What we can write here, invalid image name or path, or error while loading the image. Some text you can write there. Now you can see if the image is available, it will load. Suppose that I have given wrong name, PNG, PNNG I have given. Now you can see invalid image name or path. Okay, so that's why generally in real time we will use relative path only. It is easy to work with. And because it's a organization name, I want to have it complete screen width. So width equals to 100%. What I will write? Width equals to 100%. I want to have the image occupy 100% width. I want to have the image occupy 100% width. So that's what then we can use like this. 100% width means then we can use like this. So just width equals to 100%. And you can write like height equals to some 250, something like you can have the image as a banner. Okay, now something like we can present it. So working with images, how to work with images? This is the way we can work with them. If we want to insert an image into our HTML page, this is the way how we can insert the images. This is the way how we can insert the images. That is one thing. Next what? Next what? Let's see another tag here. That is HR tag in HTML. HR tag in HTML. HR stands for horizontal ruler. Okay, what is HR? HR stands for horizontal ruler. While typing any text, I want to have some line as a separator. Then you can use this HR tag. What is the format? Just we'll use the HR tag. It is having the properties like color. Color where we can specify the line color. Then size. Thickness of that line in the form of number of pixels. Thickness of the line in the form of number of pixels. Width. Anywhere you use width, you can specify in the form of pixels or percentage. Next, align. By default, this HR will be aligned center. This HR will be aligned center. Otherwise, I can use left or right. By default, it is aligned center. Otherwise, we can use left or right alignment like this. So if we want to have any horizontal ruler, then we can use the HR tag here like this. HR, this is what the tag we can use. Let's see. I'll write like this. After this, I'm using the HR tag. It's an empty tag, so I'm writing self-closed. Refresh. Now you can see a line here. Absolute path of an image. Before that, you can see a line. Now I'll give the properties. Color equals to red. Color equals to red. Red color I can have. Color equals to red. Red color I can have. Next, I can give a property like size equals to 3. Size equal to 3 means 3 pixels. Size. And I can use something like width. Now see here, 200 pixels. So how it was aligned? By default, it was aligned center, right? How it was aligned means by default, it was aligned center alignment. So that's it. And even you can give, and not only that, if I am not using the width property, by default, if I am not using the width property, 100% width it will take. It will take 100% width if I am not using the width property. Size equal to, I can write like this. Anything we can define here, like width, height, any property we can define like this. HR, color, size, we can give the values here. So this is one more tag we can use. Next, what I want to create a scrolling text in HTML. Generally, whenever we see news channels or something, we can see some text will be scrolling there. We can see some text will be scrolling, some right to left or something. Some text will be scrolling there. So I want to have that scrolling text. Here. So how to create that scrolling text? So for that purpose, HTML, it has provided a tag called marquee tag. For that, HTML has provided a tag called marquee tag here. So this tag, it is used to create a scrolling text in HTML. It is used to create a scrolling text in HTML. So it's the marquee tag here. So how to use this marquee tag? What is the format of this tag? How to use this marquee tag? Now see. This tag we can use like this. So I will write here like marquee. I'll write here marquee. In between, we'll write the text. Marquee. So what properties I can use? First, direction. Which direction it has to scroll? By default, the text is scroll towards left. Otherwise, I can scroll it towards right, upwards, downwards. Then we have a property called behavior. the default behavior of MarkU will be scroll. It's a default behavior. Otherwise, I can use a slide or alternate. Otherwise, I can use slide or alternate like this. This MarkU, you can have some background color. This MarkU, you can have some background color if required. Then we have a property called scroll amount. This value we can give in the form of number of pixels. Scroll amount, we can give the value in the form of number of pixels like this. Different properties we can use here. Like let's see here. I'll use the MarkU tag. Behavior, direction, you can have the properties. So first I will go for like I'll write some text. First I'll write some text like this is a scrolling text in HTML. I'll write some text. This is a scrolling text in HTML. Is a scrolling text in HTML. So when we run, you can have the things like this. So now we can have the text here like this. Now let's use the properties. What are the properties I can use? First I will use like BG color. And you can use the properties in any order. BG color equals to width. BG color equals to width. Okay, na? You can have the background color. Then direction. Okay, let's use one more property that is scroll amount. And what is this scroll amount? Means generally we are walking. Suppose that you are walking. Between each step, you will maintain some fixed distance. Okay, now, whenever you are walking, between each step, you will maintain some fixed distance. Like that, scrolling means the image is moving. So for each step, how many pixels it has to move? For each step, how many pixels it has to move? that we call it what? The scroll amount property. How many pixels it has to move? That's the scroll amount property. We can write like this. Like for example, I have given the scroll amount value as 1. Scroll amount value as 1. 1, refresh the page. You can see pixel by pixel it is scrolling very slowly. Okay, now pixel by pixel slowly it is scrolling. Now, if I increase the distance, scroll amount equals to 10. Refresh. Faster. 100. Suppose 1000. Of course, we have to see what is the text, right? So better you can give 30 or something. This is scrolling text in HTML. Next, direction property. The default direction is always left. The default direction is always left. Suppose I have used the property right. Suppose I have used the property right. So it will scroll towards right. Next, if I say up, up means now when we see, so up means it will scroll upwards. Suppose if I say direction equal to down, it will scroll downwards. Okay, let the default direction is left. Let the default direction is left here. So next, what is this behavior? Behavior equal to scroll. Behavior equal to, suppose I will write like scroll. This is scrolling. Scroll. Suppose I'll use a property slide. Okay, na? Sliding means what? Once it reaches the end, it will stop. Once it reaches the end, it will stop. It will stop sliding there like this. Once it reaches the end, it will stop. Suppose I've used the property called behavior equal to alternate. Behavior equal to alternate. This is what happens. Behavior equal to alternate. It will move in between the things there. Just it will move in between like this. Alternate. Okay. So like this, we can define the properties. Mark hue, BG color. So whatever the properties needed, just we can define here like mark hue tag. Creating a scrolling text in HTML, like how these the procedures we can do like this. Scrolling text, images. So different type of tags, how they are implemented. Just we can write like this the implementation we can do like. Clear, all of you? Okay. So now you can add images in your resume. Hmm? You can add scrolling text if required. That HR tag, whatever the things required, you can add there. So that's about that. So just try to implement these things. Just try to implement these things. So today I'm closing early. Why? Because within half an hour I have to catch my train to Hyderabad. So I'm closing the session. So we'll continue the discussion tomorrow.